Test, test. Test, test.
School for tonight's game between the Whitehall Norse. Enjoy the Maine Lutheran Lancers. Stand over your hats for singing the national anthem. Thank you to Jody. Now for our starting lineup starts for Whitehall. Sophomore number 4, Tristan Bullhawk. Sophomore number 21, Josh Settlebach. Senior number 33, Jackson Sanders. Senior number 34, Chandler Herman. And senior number 54, Avery Ernstlaw. North are coached by Warren Ball. Now for your Lancers. Senior number 12, Brian Sido. Senior number 22, Jonah Albright. Senior number 34, Calvin Ryan. Junior number 40, David Hahn. And junior number 42, Jonathan Yasser.
Hello and welcome inside the campus of Emmanuel Lutheran High School for tonight's boys varsity matchup between the Emmanuel Lutheran Lancers and the Whitehall Norse. I am Gunny Sippert.
I'm James Schaser, and our cameraman today is Clay Bobeck, as usual.
Lancers coming off 3 games on the road last week and a delay on this game. Was supposed to take place Tuesday. Snow canceled Whitehall schools and Lancers for a half day, so we've been bumped to Thursday, and we're ready to go here with some varsity basketball action. Gamble against Herman on the tip, and it's won by the Lancers eventually after a stalemate on the jump ball. Whitehall starts out in man. Inside to Ryan, it's hit by Ernstmeyer, number 54 for the Norse there. Gets it out of the hands of Calvin Ryan, and back come the Norse. Standifer gives to Sendelbach, and back out. Wohlhofer gives to Standifer. Inside, there's Ernstmeyer, and he's doing work on both ends of the floor early in this game. Albrecht with the jumper, banks it in. And down comes Standifer. Jackson Standifer guarded by David Hine, the junior from Fridley, Minnesota. Standifer looking inside. He gets it to Herman, who gives it to Sendelbach on the other side. Gamble brings it down. Screen from Ryan. John backs out. Here's David Hine. Goes left. Closed off by some help defense. Ryan with the jumper. No good. Hine tips at the board, and it's gonna be a foul on David Hine. After him and Sendelbach both go after the board.
Now that we have a bit of break in action, got a text in even before the game started from the Whites in Augusta. Well, Their mom is in Augusta, and their dad is in Washington, D.C.
That's impressive. Before the game even started. They must just have your number, Jim.
Yeah. Or they were watching Pep Bandits online.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Crazy.
Wohlhofer guarded by Sitto. The sophomore gives it to Standifer. Another Herman, the senior, drives in. Spin move, nothing there. Out to Standifer. Swings it to Wohlhofer. The sophomore goes for three. No good. Gamble at the board. And back the other way comes Jonathan. David Hine, left short corner, all the way in. Shot's no good. Ryan grabs the board. Put back, no. And there's Wohlhofer with the board. He tries to give it to Ernstmeyer, and that'll go out of bounds. And be a Lancer ball. Inbounded to Sitto. Gamble on the left wing. Ryan, right wing. Gamble cuts in. There for a second. Too short for Ryan. And Sitto will drain the three. Good quick possession there for the Lancers, and the nice three-point basket to cap it off. Standifer brings it down. Herman looking inside for Sendelbach. Ernstmeyer on the elbow. Kicks out to Wohlhofer. Jackson Standifer up top. Dribbling across, gives to Wohlhofer. Here comes Ernstmeyer, and a foul is going to be called on Calvin Ryan. Standifer to inbound. Cross screen gets Ernstmeyer into the short corner. David has to switch onto him. David's back on Standifer. Nobody has Ernstmeyer on the far side. Double on Herman. And Herman will get it to drop. Sitto brings it down. Gamble right wing. Cut by Gamble, the left block, open. Albrecht doesn't see it. Sitto thinks about shooting again. Gives to Albrecht, middle of the lane, no good. Albrecht fights for his board, and it's ripped away from him. Sendelbach ends up with it. And back comes Standifer. Jackson Standifer gives to Herman. Chandler Herman dishes to Ernstmeyer, and Ernstmeyer will be called on the travel. Whitehall with a thin bench here tonight. They've only got 8 players total, so 3 off the bench are available for them. It would be ideal for them to stay out of foul trouble against Emmanuel. Right. Go ahead.
They also probably want to keep the pace at a slower rate and not have people running up and down the floor.
Sitto dishes to Hine. Hine with the short corner jumper, no good. Ryan does a nice job of getting in on the boards, and Standifer will be on the line there. Yeah, like we said earlier, Whitehall starting out in man, and all this week, Emmanuel at varsity and JV, and I'm sure C-team levels have been prepping for the Whitehall zones, and they've actually played a decent amount of man throughout the night here tonight on all levels. C-team played a bit more zone than JV did.
JV was split maybe first half. There was 3/4 of the first half was in zone, and then most of the second half was in man.
It was about a 50-50 split. Sitto's missed 3 was grabbed by Herman on the boards there. Riley Sotnick, first sub of the game for either side. He came in for Jonathan. Wohlhofer looking inside. Herman again looking to get the pass. He seals off Hine. Up strong, no good. And here comes Sotnick. Sotnick to Sitto. Sitto all the way down and in. A bit of a relaxed feel here tonight. It's kind of quiet with the girls gone in Gilmanton. The girls' basketball team's traveling to play the Panthers tonight. It wasn't supposed to be both teams playing on the same night, but again, the snow day affected the scheduling for the boys. Ernstmeyer in, dishes to Sendelbach on the trailer in the post, and here comes Sitto. Ryan swings it over to Riley. Riley open for 3. Ball fakes, and a travel is called.
It's one of the most common calls for this varsity team is just taking a step a bit too early before you put the ball on the ground.
Lisak and White subbing.
Sam Lesak.
Matt White, that is.
Sam Lesak, one of the main people who does that travel thing.
I was about to say that, but I'm glad you did. You're his cousin. You're allowed to give him crap. Inside to Ernstmeyer, but Ernstmeyer was busy setting a screen. Hine grabs the steal. Ahead to Lesak. Lesak drives in. Shot's no good. He was moving in a little bit on the shot. Kind of floated towards the basket, as you can see there. Wohlhofer, guarded by Lesak. Man still for the Lancers. We'll look to see which team switches into their zone first. The Lancers also run a 2-3. They ran a 3-2 last year. I don't think they run it much this year. And Whitehall is known to run 1-3-1 and 2-3. So we'll see how long this man lasts. No team is scoring too prolifically early here. Sendelbach gets fouled by Matt White. That's the Lancers' third. Whitehall is yet to pick up a foul. First sub for Whitehall here. Number 41, Cody Trimberger. Standiford tries to get it into Ernstmeyer. It's tipped, and Standiford grabs it off of Albrecht's tip, and he's out of bounds. I've noticed that this Whitehall team is made up of mostly seniors and sophomores. Kind of skipping over the junior class. The junior class is more on JV, and they've got a bunch of talented sophomores up on this varsity team.
3 juniors on the varsity team. Well, on this.
Yeah, I think a bunch of them might have played JV. Up strong is Albrecht off the miss by Lesak, and Jonah grabs his first bucket of the night. That puts the Lancers at 9. They're up by 3, 9-6. Yep, all 3 juniors for the Whitehall Norse on their varsity team, Gonzalez, Sasala, and Engavold, all played 2 halves of JV, I believe, so you won't be seeing them tonight. Nick White subs in here for David Hine. Or maybe not. Maybe for Jonah. John and Nick sub in. Lancers running a bit of press here. Sotnick on Standiford, doing a good job of sliding his feet. Riley Sotnick has some of the most quicks on the Lancers. Here comes Herman on the drive, aggressive. He dishes to Thompson. And we got a foul on the Lancers. Thompson, another sophomore for Whitehall. Right now you got 3 seniors and 2 sophomores on the court. Both sophomores in the back row of that line. Inbounds play, 12 and 41. Inside to Herman. Herman around Nick White. No good, and Matt White eventually ends up with the board. That was Sam Lesak's first foul on the other end. Looking down inside to Nick White was Riley, and Ernstmeyer is going to pick up the first Norse foul almost 7 minutes in. Sendelbach back in. Jonathan gives it to Riley, swings it to Lesak, back over to John. John's open for the jumper. And that's no good. John just got to get that shooting rhythm going. That clearly wasn't the shot he wanted, but he showed in this second half of the season that he is capable of making the jumper.
Blair Taylor especially.
The first game back from break, he was January 14th.
I believe 5 made jumpers.
4 or 5, yeah. And that was all his points. Usually John's a get to the line kind of slasher player, but he was definitely working over his jumper over break. We got a carry on Whitehall. Some sloppy-ish basketball going on here so far. Low scoring too, only 9-6. Kind of like the JV game. JV only ended up being 20-5 at the half. Pretty low scoring. Lesak's open, and Matt White is too late. Thompson with the shot. He drains it. Jonathan gives to Lesak. Matt White. Jonathan on the cut. Nick White also on the cut. Sotnick up top to Gamble. Gamble back to Sotnick. And they'll reset for a different play. Riley gets the screen. Nick White up top. Back to Riley. A little bit of system here. And Matt White has the open look. He uses his board wisely and picks up the basket. Back the other way, Thompson. Looking inside, Standifer. Herman tries to pull the spin move on Gamble. It's a lot of one-on-one action for this Whitehall team on offense, and Herman does a nice job of winning a battle there. Here comes Sotnick. 1 point lead for the Lancers, 11-10. Screen from Nick White, and a carry is called on Riley Sotnick. Very quiet atmosphere here in the Emmanuel Fieldhouse.
Got a good evening to us all in the booth from the Ryans.
Well, thank you.
And also go Lancers.
All right, that too. Riley Sotnick on Standifer. Looking inside to Sendelbach. Sendelbach is doubled. He goes up strong. And he'll get to the line with a chance to put Whitehall in front.
Falls on number 32, Nick White. That's his first personal team spin. At the line, shooting 2, Josh Sendelbach.
Lancers have 5 players with 1 foul. Like James said earlier, I think Whitehall's trying to slow this game down a little bit for the sake of their numbers, and the Lancers, when they play their game, are playing at a fast pace, and right now they're kind of playing slow as well, so I think Whitehall's winning that battle in determining the pace of this game. Sendelbach ties it up. And here comes Sito. 11-11 here. Lisak gives to Ryan. Lisak on the cut. Sito open. For 3 is Brian Sito. No good. Board eventually grabbed by Trimberger. And here comes Wohlhofer. Standifer. Gives to Herman in the corner. Cut to the low block by Sandelbach. He doesn't get the ball. Standifer goes right. Calvin Ryan with a good help defense. Can the Lancers get the board? Sito grabs it. Brian Sito back the other way. He gets a screen from Ryan. Ryan rolls. Matt White, ball fakes. Picks up his dribble a little early. And Lancers reset again. Lisak goes right. Runs in on the layup. Gets blocked. Ryan picks it away from his teammate. And here's Brian Sito over to Sotnick. Ryan cuts, goes off his fingers, and a turnover for the Lancers. Inside to Standifer. Standifer with a nice pass over to Sendelbach. Sendelbach under Calvin Ryan. And it's going to stay with the Norse. Ernstmeyer back in for Whitehall.
Got a text in from my aunt and uncle Albrecht watching the game. No relations to Jonah Albrecht.
Relations to Sam Lisak, though.
Yes. Yeah. And me.
That too. You explained that.
They could be watching for me, not Sam.
That's true. Lisak on the left wing. Matt White drives into 2 people, and we got
double dribble.
I think maybe a double foul. Nope, just a block. It's on Sendelbach. His first. Norse only with 2 fouls. Almost, well, just under, not just under, but coming up on 11 minutes in this game. Matt White gets the pass. David Hine posting up down low, and he'll draw a foul.
That's Ernstmeyer's second foul.
The Lancers with 5 fouls and Whitehall only 3, but the Lancers have spread their fouls over 5 players while Ernstmeyer's already got 2. Matt White to Sito. Sito gets a ball screen from Riley. He doesn't want it, and they'll set up. Looks like the 2-3 zone might have finally come. White comes out of the post, outside. Here's Sotnick. Sotnick to Hine. Hine just in front of the free throw line. That's no good. Wohlhofer with the board. Back the other way, Standifer. Herman looking for Wohlhofer. Takes it himself. It's blocked by Matt White, and a foul on Herman as he tries to pick it away from Brian.
Got a couple texts-ins. Got one from the Leesacks, also my aunt and uncle, parents of Sam Leesack, saying they agree with you that the pace of the game seems slow. Then we got a text in from Clarkston, Washington. I assume it's from the Naumans.
Yeah.
And they say, thanks for broadcasting. And go Lancers.
All right. Yeah, this game has just been I mean, this is what happened for not so much the game, but senior night last year against Blair Taylor. It was so quiet in this gym with the girls' teams gone, and it's pretty much the same story tonight.
And again, with this year's senior night, the girls are also gone.
They are.
That is against
Alma Pepin for the guys. I don't know where the girls go. Riley grabs it, needs some help, and timeout's called by Tom Williams. Give us the chance to... Quick timeout for Tom Williams. So, with the snow day, we were supposed to have Tuesday and Friday games for the guys this week, both at home. Friday game against CSC is still as scheduled tomorrow, so back-to-back for all three Lancers teams. C-team picked up a loss earlier in the night. I believe it was 40 to 32. JV got the win for Emmanuel, 37-12, and Varsity are tied at 11 here. CSC is a very good, not only a very good varsity team, but they're a great program. Their JV team is one of the best in this part of the state for the size of schools that we have, not just the Dairyland.
To show you how good they are, 2 years ago, their C team beat our C team 64-4.
65-4.
65-4.
Yep, and their JV that year beat our JV that only lost 3 games on the year. And that was the only, game that our JV, I talked to the guys, and that's the only game that they've admitted we should have lost that one. Leesack hits the jumper there. One of the other games for that JV team came against this Whitehall team at home where they blew a lead, and then the other one was at Oliva Strum, where I believe there was a foul in the last couple seconds, and Oliva made some free throws. Good D by Leesack there. Tenacity, knocking the ball away.
This JV team this year only lost 3 games
so far, but yeah, if you want to keep pace with that team,
yeah,
can't lose any more the rest of the year.
Got to beat CFC.
Tomorrow's one of the toughest tests of the year. Herman backs out a couple of Lancers and picks up his 5th and 6th points of the night. Hine, back up to Sotnick. See, it's this transition period for the Lancers. It just takes too long. Nice job by Sotnick there, defeating my point, but it just seems like they take too long to get into their offense. They kind of run set plays instead of systems, like the JV and C teams. And it just seems like it's taking too long this game. They got a 2-point lead, however. Herman in, looking to tie it, and a travel.
Second in for Whitehall, number 12, Mitchell Thompson. In for the Lancers, number 42, Jonathan Gamble.
Thompson and Gamble in for their respective teams, as you hear announced by PA announcer Jim Lau. I have noticed something. Adam Winkleman, college freshman, has done scoreboard for all 3 games tonight. He is pulling some hours. Gamble to Sito. Sito on the left wing. Gamble cuts in. This is one of the systems the Lancers run. You can just watch it develop. Sito over to Hine. Hine to Leesack. There's Gamble high post. It goes off of his chest almost. And another turnover. A plethora of turnovers for both teams tonight. Some travels, some carries, and a bunch of drop passes. Skip pass to Sendelbach. Sendelbach looking to kick it out. Tries to get it to Herman. Jonathan attempts to get a hand on it. Can't. And Herman will create some space for himself. Standifer up top. He goes right in. Nice steps into the lane. And Standifer picks up his first points of the night.
Call a travel on John Gamble.
I didn't have a chance to see it, but
he caught the ball in midair, and then
Okay.
Yeah, it was whether he caught the ball in midair or caught the ball with one of his feet on the ground. It was one of those.
All right. Standifer gives to Thompson. Almost in the corner there. Herman's posting up, but he's almost on the three-point line. Wohlhofer up top. Over to Standifer. Standifer goes left in the lane. Dishes to Sendelbach. Nice pass. And the Norse take the lead. The Lancers could really use a quality offensive possession here. Ball screen for Sito. Jumper's good. Brian making a nice shot when they needed it. Standifer. Thompson drives baseline. Gives it to Herman. Nice find. Herman can't nail the jumper. And back the other way is Sito. Lesak pulls up, and a foul is called.
Got 3 texts in, actually.
Oh, wow.
Got a text in from Eunice and Doc Albrecht in Arizona saying thanks for broadcasting. Got a text in from Mel Sito, our cook, who's in Arizona for the moment.
Oh, okay.
Hoping that we're liking watching the game and hoping that we're getting well fed.
Oh, yeah.
Ethel is treating us well. But we could use some lasagna.
Lasagna.
And then another text in wondering if we know the win-loss record for Whitehall, which we do.
We do. We'll get to that in a little bit. Lesak makes both free throws. We'll get to standings and team records a little bit later in the show.
Yeah,
Gunny
knows the win-loss record. I know the win record.
Oh, okay. Ahead goes to Thompson. Thompson dribbles into the corner. Herman gets it. Trap from the Lancers, and a foul is called on David Hine. Lancers not a fan of that. Neither are the fans.
Haha.
That was... I didn't mean to do that, and it wasn't even good.
Still going to recognize it.
Foul's on David, his second. Here's Standifer up top. Over to Wohlhofer. Wohlhofer to Herman. Standifer left corner. Inside to Sendelbach. Sendelbach travels. David Hine off with 2 fouls. 2:22 left in the first half. 19-17 Emmanuel. Riley Sonic will bring it down. Brian said he'll play a wing. And I think one of the factors contributing to this slow Lancer offense has been the man defense. They've probably been expecting all week now since, well, the game was supposed to be Tuesday, but now 2 extra days. They've been expecting to see 2-3 zone mostly. There's Gamble with the made bucket. I gotta keep talking about how we're not doing well on offense, and then we'll score. But anyways, this man defense has kind of slowed the Lancers down a little bit. Oh. Wohlhofer open for 3. No good. And the ball's on the floor. Matt White comes up with it, and he tries to kick it to Sotnick. Jump ball.
I'm not sure if Whitehall had a hand on it. Had a hand on it.
At least not at the point that Matt jarred it loose. Maybe like when it was still in the pile, and it was just kind of a late call. Possession arrow keeps it with the Lancers, but now the possession arrow is in the favor of Whitehall. Nice steal by Brian Sittle. Back the other way. He'll take it against Herman.
I believe it was the other way around, Gunny. The possession arrow got into the hands of Whitehall, but now it's on our side. For us.
Oh. Yes, my bad. Yeah, I thought we were going the other way for a second. Brian
not the second half.
Yeah. Brian did a good job of going into Herman on that. I thought maybe he was going to get called for the offensive foul, but he did a good job of making it look like it was Herman. Sam Lesak in for Gamble.
1:35 left in the half.
Brian can make it a 5-point lead here for the Lancers. Get some separation going into the half. That one's good. Brian's got 8 points. Trimberger tries to dribble through. Albrecht grabs the steal to Sito. Sito can't make it off the glass. It's out to Wohlhofer. Good D by Lesak. Hustling back. Hits it out of bounds. Wolhofer to inbound. He gets it to Standifer. Sotnick's been on Standifer pretty much all he's been in the game. Standifer does lead the Dairyland Large in assists per game, over 5 assists per game, as I saw last. Block goes out of bounds for the Lancers. Jonah Albrecht with the stuff there. Standifer to inbound. Lancers running a 2-3 on the inbounds play. Let's see if they stay in it once it's inbounded. Sito knocks it out of bounds. 1:11 left in the half. Both teams on the verge of single bonus. Standifer needs some help. 5-second violation looming. Into the middle post is Thompson. Thompson dribbles, picks up his dribble, and a push on Matt White will put Thompson at the line with a 1-and-1. Fouls on Jonah Albrecht, my bad. Jonah's first.
That's his first personal, team 7. At the line, shooting the bonus, Mitchell Thompson.
Free throw is no good by Thompson. Can't hit the front end, and he won't get a second. Back the other way comes Sito. Lancers up 5 with just under a minute to go now. Ball screen from Albrecht. Sito open with the jumper. That's good.
Ryan Sito.
Sito now at double digits at 10. Leading scorer of this game. Tries to jump the pass there. Wolhofer gets by him. Trimberger trying to get it inside. Matt White over the back there on Sendelbach. Matt second. We'll see if Sendelbach can get the front end here and get another one on this single bonus opportunity. Number 21 of the line. Rolls out. The players were fighting for the boards for a while before that ball came down. Sito, just in front of the three-point line, nails the long 2. Brian's feeling it late in the half here. 3 made 2-pointers, all jump shots. Could have had another 2-pointer, but just couldn't make it off the glass there. Lancers will finish the half in man. Standifer drives in. Dishes to Sendelbach. Sendelbach up and good. 4 seconds left for the Lancers. They don't inbound it cleanly. Here comes Brian. No good. And at the half, it's Emmanuel 26, Whitehall 19. Pretty low scoring half. Definitely one of the lowest scoring ones we've seen from the Lancers in a while at home, at least. So that, we'll catch you up on the Lancers. Last time we saw them at home, it was against Melrose Mindoro on Friday the 22nd. That was 22nd. They ended up losing that game 65-44. We're against one of the top-ranked teams in D4. Then they traveled on Monday to Alma Pepin at Pepin. Only one team for that program this year, just the varsity. We're tied late in the game. We had a lead late in the game.
We had a lead with 1 minute and 10 seconds left.
Blew the lead. Went to overtime. Tied at 75. Trevor Height for the Eagles hit a 3-pointer to tie it. You'll see them later in the year on senior night, as James mentioned before. Ended up losing that game by 12 in overtime. Overtimes are often one-sided, I've noticed. So once they went into overtime, it seemed like we were losing our momentum as the game went on. It was definitely the Eagles picking up some steam. And so on the back, there was another back-to-back last week, a Tuesday road game at Ellsworth. So back-to-back trips out to the west of Eau Claire. That game, I thought the Lancers played some of their best basketball in the first half of that game, especially offensively. But they couldn't string enough quality possessions together to get the victory. They ended up losing by 10, 53-63. And then they traveled to Lincoln on Thursday and played the Hornets at their place. So 3 road games last week in 4 days. And they lost that game 61-75. Again, some good possessions in that game and some good defensive ones too. Just ended up giving up too much and losing by 14 to the Hornets. So a 4-game skid for the Lancers. Their last win was against Augusta on the 19th of January, a while ago. We'll take you through some of the slides here. Rosters remain the same for the Lancers. We'll get you a player feature on forward/guard David Hine later tonight, number 40 there. You see him. Second to the bottom on the roster. For Whitehall, it's a bigger roster than they actually have out there tonight. I believe that is 13 players on the roster, but 5 of them used up their eligibility for the night in the JV game. That was Engevold from the bottom. Engevold, Sosala, Gonzalez, Winju, and actually Lingen did not play on JV, but I don't see him tonight. He must be sick or injured or something. He hasn't been here all night. Most recent games for both teams, coming way back last Thursday, a week ago. Alma Pepin came to Whitehall after, that might have been the next game after beating Emmanuel at home. Beat him by 20. It was mostly a first half oriented game, positively at least, for the Eagles, outscoring them by 21 in the first, and then Whitehall actually outscored Alma Pepin by 1 in the second. And then you see the Emmanuel score again at Alma Center Lincoln. I did forget that they were up at half by 4, and then ended up getting outscored by 18 in the second half. Just kind of ran out of steam down in Alma Center. Dairyland small standings here. Top dog Alma Pepin taking down Eau Claire Emmanuel on last Monday, so they remain at the top of the conference with a 6-2 conference record. That includes games against the large as well. Emmanuel 3-5, Oliva Strum 3-5, Gilmanton 2-6, and Indy 1-7. Independence does have a better overall record than Gilmanton, as you can see there, 6-8 compared to 3-8. Oliva Strum 5-9. Eau Claire Emmanuel just hovering above 500, 7-6, and Alma Pepin's 9-2 with a 3-0 non-conference record. And here's the large for you. Number 2 ranked D4 WithSports.net team Melrose Mindoro still undefeated. They're 14-0 and 8-0 in conference. CFC are right behind them in conference record, 8-1. Their only loss coming to the Mustangs. 10-3 overall with a 2-2 non-conference record. They play some tough teams in the non-conference schedule, however. Blair Taylor Wildcats in third, 6-2 in conference, 8-4 overall. Again, another 2-2 non-conference record. These large teams schedule some tough non-conference opponents. I know CFC plays Arcadia, and they played Lewiston and Altura on Monday, which is a school from Minnesota. As far as I could tell, they were decent. CFC did end up beating them by 1. Alma Center Lincoln is in the thick of things, so it's about a 4-team race. They're 10-5 overall, only 5-4 in conference. That's why they're behind Blair Taylor. But they have been playing better than I think most people expected because they had so many seniors leaving last year. Augusta in 5th there. They're 6-8 overall and 3-5 in conference. Emmanuel picking up a win last Tuesday against them. And Whitehall right there, 0-8 in conference, 0-13 overall. Still looking for that first win on the year. And they're only 7 back here tonight. As we said earlier, join us tomorrow night for some more boys basketball. We've got CFC coming to town. Same schedule as tonight, 4:30 for the C team, JV at 6, Varsity at 7:30. That is boys basketball again. The next girls home game, I'm trying to think. I believe it's next Tuesday against Oliva Strum. And the boys are on, next boys home game is, after tomorrow, is next Thursday against Gilmanton, where the girls are traveling to tonight. I guess we could get a score update from that game. James, would you mind texting somebody? Yeah. James said,
yeah, I'll text someone.
Alright, James said yes. 4 minutes remaining at halftime. We got a schedule here. The only game in the Dairyland tonight is this postponed makeup game. At least as far as I checked as of a couple days ago. Whitehall at Emmanuel Luther. Tomorrow night, we've got 5 games. Alma Pepin, that is actually the top 2 teams in the Dairyland large and small divisions. Alma Pepin travels to Melrose Mindoro. That's sure to be a great game. Gilmanton travels to Augusta. Oliva Strum at Blair Taylor. CFC at Emmanuel Lutheran. And Independence at Whitehall. So which team is left out? AC Lincoln does not play tomorrow night.
Trying to think, who could I text to get an update?
Well, Caleb Bartles is playing.
Yeah.
Do they have coverage is a question, too.
Yeah, Gilmanton's usually kind of spotty for that.
What about Olivia?
Oh, right. I have a cousin there.
There you go. And we're going back to the floor. Both teams came out at about the same time, actually. Whitehall does have one player that hasn't gone in yet, Wayne Thompson. He is number 15. Ben Naumann and Sam Buck still waiting to see minutes here for the Lancers. We'll have a player feature on number 40, David Hine. We can follow him later in the night. There he is. He just got the board. Lancers running a bit of more organized warm-ups. They've decided to redo some of their warm-ups pre-game just so it'd stay a little more fresh. No more shoot-around for them, and now they're doing ball handling and another drill, so they're splitting the team at that point. And they're doing four-man layups here. Whitehall shooting on the other end. At the half, we'll get you some leaders. Oh, we do have some misspelled words. Oh yeah. Oh, my bad. That's been there for a while, too. Let's fix that.
Nice catch, Mel.
Thank you, Mel. I was just missing the D on broadcasting, but that's actually terrible on the tomorrow. That should be right? Alright. Thanks,
Yeah.
Thanks, Mel. Man, I pride myself on spelling. Not really, but that's a bit disappointing. Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow night against the CFC Pirates. CFC, one of the top teams in the Dairyland. They have, I believe, I would call them the second best team in the Dairyland. They have beat Alma Pepin. That's one of Alma Pepin's 2 conference losses. So I'd only rank them behind Melrose Mindoro. Both teams heading back to the huddle here. Tom Williams might have told his team to play a little faster and not play down to Whitehall's pace here. Whitehall's doing a very effective job of controlling the pace of the game. .20 seconds and counting remaining in the halftime break. We'll have 18 minutes of basketball to play here. Oh, I forgot to give scores at the half. My bad. Brian leading the Lancers with 12. Lisak's got 4, and Sotnik, Buck. Oh, wait, Buck has not scored. I believe Lisak has 6. My bad. So 12 for Brian, 6 for Lisak. Albrecht with 2, Sotnik with 2, Matt White with 2, and Gamble with 2. And Lancers started out with the ball. I'll try to get you those first half Whitehall stats before too much time goes into the second half. Gamble over to Ryan. Hine goes baseline. Good read. Oh, he passes over to Albrecht. Albrecht kicks it out to Sito. And back to Albrecht. And 1. Nice job by Brian there, being patient and getting it back to Albrecht as the defense collapsed on him.
Got a text from Mel saying she didn't want to embarrass you, Gunny.
No, it's okay. I'm glad she noticed it.
I was fine with saying it because I don't do that, so it's not my fault.
I have always had trouble with tomorrow. It is 2 hours. Albrecht does not complete the 3-point play. Herman with the board. Yeah, but I know there's a D in broadcasting. Just letting you know. Staniford gives to Wolhofer. Tries to get inside to Herman, and Staniford grabs the loose ball. Wolhofer carries. And we'll try to get to these Whitehall stats quick. Sendelbach with 7 in the first half. Herman with 6. Mitchell Thompson, Staniford, and Ernstmeyer all with 2. And that does that up to 19. All right. Albrecht now with 4 for the Lancers after that second half basket. Gamble to Albrecht. Hine cutting across to the low post. And here's the 2-3 zone from Whitehall. Albrecht goes up, tries to adjust his shot and get fouled a little too much. And it ends up being a foul on the Lancers.
Over the back, I believe.
It's either on Hine or Albrecht. That's David's third. David will be yanked here quickly. Looks like by Riley Sonic will be a sub. Stanifer gives to Wohlhofer. Good tip by Brian, and Wohlhofer saves it. Brian tries to steal it again, and Herman comes up with it. Wohlhofer for 3 in the corner, no good. Herman with the board. Chandler Herman doesn't need that dribble, and Gamble gets the steal. Sitto, nice find for Hine. David Hine getting in some points before he has to go to the bench. And that's David's first bucket of the night.
As long as the game doesn't stop, David doesn't come out.
No dead balls, and he'll stay in. Let's have 16-26 of no stoppage. Trap from the Lancers here. Good tip by Albrecht, and another steal for Gamble. Another basket for Hine coming, most likely. Yep. I was a little early on that, and there goes David. After getting 4 points.
Got a text back from Olivia Albrecht saying it's 33-17 at half.
Lancers up?
Yep.
All right. Does she know how the JV game went?
I don't know.
Well, you can ask. 5 teams in action tonight for the Lancers. So far on the night, we're 1-1 here for the boys, and we'll let you know for the JV game, hopefully. And it doesn't matter if she knows the score, James. Just either a win or a loss. If she does, great. I believe the Lancers picked up a win, the girls, against Gilmanton at home here a couple weeks. Oh, I guess that was before break, actually. Months ago, actually. Pretty solid win for them. One of their 3 wins on the season. I believe they're sitting at a 3-12 record overall right now. 3-9 in conference. Either 3-9 or 3-8.
JV won 39-29.
Good win for the JV team. They've picked up a bunch of wins on the year.
Have they?
They must be. I think they're around 4 and.
4 and.
I don't know how many games the girls have played. Probably around 4 and 12 or so. Jonathan Gamble in with the left-handed lip.
Taking the spot of David on those passes.
Yep. Brian with the pressure there gets a bunch of tips for the Lancers here in the second half. Wohlhofer in the corner, 3 is short again.
Lancers trying to get all the hustle points they can.
And ball was on the line. Oh, foul. John's first.
Team second.
Easy look inside to Herman.
Pushed by Calvin.
Calvin picks up a foul there. Just too easy. You can't let them post you up like that on an inbounds play.
Calvin second.
Team's third. Wohlhofer in the corner again. Can't shoot the 3 this time. He gets trapped. That was clean defense by John. Jump ball. Sticks with the Whitehall Norse. Lancer started off the second half pretty nicely on an 8-2 run. Ernstmeyer goes in. He's fouled. 3 fouls on this possession for the Lancers. Not very good.
2.5 minutes in, and we already have 4 fouls for the Lancers.
That's Calvin's third.
Team's third. Fourth.
You just said that.
Team's fourth.
We might see a bit of Nick White here later in this game because Ernstmeyer is a big body you have to defend. He's built. Offensive lineman, I believe, for their football team.
Ryan and Hine both in foul trouble, by the way.
Back down the other way is Sitto. The layup is good. Brian with 14. Yeah, Ernstmeyer, I don't know if he got all-conference this year, but I remember I was looking at all-conference football from 2 years ago, so his junior year, the 2014 season, And he was first team all offensive all team first team all conference offensive lineman. Wolhofer with the bucket there. And Ernstmeyer is also their cleanup hitter for baseball. I know he's their first baseman, James. They've got such a nice park. If there are any Whitehall fans listening, your Melby Park is so nice.
Turf's bit fast.
I like it.
Daunting for coming teams because they don't know how fast it'll be.
I love the placement of it too. It's right in the middle of, not middle of town, but there's that.
It's nice.
There's a road in the outfield. There's bikers going by. People watch from their lawns.
It's got a great scoreboard. Very new tech.
Yeah. Brian Sitto for 3.
Basketball park right next to it.
Yep. Playground, I believe. Back the other way. And they had walk-up music too.
Always well groomed.
Not walk-up, but
commentators.
Music, yeah.
Yeah, very great park.
And here's good.
Yep, always a fun trip to Whitehall.
Yep.
For baseball.
We're stepping over each other here, James.
No.
Nick White is in here now with Calvin in foul trouble. Only not less than 4 minutes have gone by, and Calvin picked up 2 fouls, David with 1, and they're both at 3. Nick tries to get to Leasack, and it's tipped and stolen by the Norths. Stanifer. Inside to Ernstmeyer. Ernstmeyer bobbles, gets blocked by Nick. Riley gets the board, or I guess that's a turnover or steal. And ball's off of the Norse and out of bounds. Ball's inbounded to Matt White. And here's Brian Sitto in the corner for 3. No good. Gets his own board. Yes. No. Herman's out of bounds, though. And I'll stick with the Lancers. We've been asked to say hi to Brian Sitto's little cousins, Jack and Lily. Mel's in Arizona right now, Brian's mom. So, hello to them.
Hey.
Brian's mom said they're getting ready for bed. It's a little late. Oh, I guess it's less late out there, though.
It's sometime.
Either 1 or 2 hours earlier. Brian Sitto for 3. No good. Foul's going to be on Nick.
Probably have pretty nice weather in Arizona.
Yeah.
It's a dry heat. You don't get all the humidity like you do in Wisconsin. No
Florida. Okay.
No mosquitoes.
I'm not a fan of Florida. Florida's very humid heat.
I've never been to the south. Whenever we do family trips, usually to Northwest
Florida?
No.
Oh.
Just
Oh,
Northwest.
you just mean the south
country.
Okay, I was confused there.
I don't get to the south.
Brian Sitto with the layup.
The farthest south I've been is Kentucky.
Okay. Creation Museum?
Yeah.
Thompson with the pass into Ernstmeyer. Over to Wolhofer on the backside. Nice block by Matt. And here comes Brian again. Brian's filling out the stat sheet. That one's missed.
Brian has been filling out this stat sheet.
Has been. He's at 19 points. Jumper from Herman is good. Herman's got 8.
Put the lead at 18 for the Lancers.
Sotnick inside to White, and White will get fouled. Sam Buck getting ready to come in here, the birthday boy. He's at the scorer's table right now, number 20. You'll see him after this first free throw by Matt.
34, Chandler Herman. That's his 3rd personal, team seconds. At the line, shooting 2, Matt White. Checking in for Whitehall, number 21, Josh Samelbach. Number 41, Corey Trimberger. In for the Lancers, Sam Buck.
All right, we've been told that Brian's cousins are actually in the Twin Cities and not with Mel. I guess that makes... I still think my assumption is not that bad. Matt White got 1 of 2 there.
And it got us on a good talk about how nice Arizona is.
Yes. Sam Buck does come into the game. Lancers with a 2-3 here. Over to Trimberger. Sendelbach. Ball gets ripped away by White, and that's going to be a foul on Sendelbach, as they both are fighting for the ball.
Ball from Whitehall's number 21, Josh Sendelbach. That's his 2nd personal, team's 3rd.
Sotnik. I didn't hear what happened there.
I have no clue.
Turnover for the Lancers.
For some reason.
Standifer gives to Thompson. Thompson goes baseline. Kind of puts himself in a jam there. 3 Lancers there. 5-second violation's got to be coming. Steal for Sotnik. Sotnik gives to Lisak. Lisak can't get it to go. The pass was a bit low for him.
The finger roll did not roll enough off his fingers.
Good work by the White brothers there, and we've got a jump ball. Lancers will have it.
Arizona's got a lot of history, too. A lot of Native American runes built into the hills.
You know all about those Native Americans in Arizona, don't you? The Apaches, James?
Well, Apaches were the roaming. They didn't really build cities.
Okay, Mojave. Which one did you have for history?
I had something that I completely made up a fact about.
Prof. Kranz is watching. Sam Buck for 2, no good. Good luck for Sam there. Lancers are pushing up the 2-3. Ball gets through to the backside. Trimberger tries to save it. Here's Riley Sotnik. He'll push it. They've got some numbers. Lisak up and in, up and no good. Hine grabs the board and finishes. David's got 6. Jackson Standifer gets it over to Thompson. Thompson goes left, dishes into Sendelbach, and a foul on Nick White. That's Nick's third, and now we've got 2 players in with 3, just as we did now, actually. Ryan comes back in for Nick. Hopefully neither of them, Ryan or Hine, picks up their 3rd foul too quickly. Lisak goes off along with Nick. Inside to Herman. Herman's shot no good. Goes up again. No good. Ryan grabs the board. Nice job by Calvin. And Hine loses it out of bounds. Norse ball. Pass goes out of bounds as Walhofer was not looking for it.
Checking for the Lancers, number 12, Brian Sido.
Sido is going to get some pressure from Mitchell Thompson here. Hine gets it to him with little trouble. Lancers will be looking for a cut to the bucket here. There's Hine. Goes up, strong, no good. Shot might have been tipped as it went up. Or as David was trying to control it. Here's Herman, gives to Trimberger. Trimberger goes in between the top of the 2-3. Here's Wolhofer, left corner 3, no good. Board for Matt White. Sido gets a screen from Ryan. Over to Buck. Another screen coming from Ryan. Ryan for 3. Feet might have been on the line. No good nonetheless. Herman brings it down. Sido looking for the steal. Gives it to Thompson. Thompson to Trimberger. Trimberger goes to the left side of the key. Inside is Herman in the high post. Pulls up the jumper. No good. Good board by Ryan. And it's going to go off a couple of deflections. And the last one was off of Sido.
It's Pueblo. That's what I was thinking of, the Pueblos.
Okay.
And the Navajo is the biggest Indian tribe in Arizona.
How did we get on this?
We were talking about Arizona.
Oh, okay, because Mel's there. That wasn't that far of a tangent, I guess.
No.
Out of bounds and off of Herman. 21-point lead here for the Lancers. They've dominated in the second half, outscoring the Norse 18-6. Buck looking to make that 20, couldn't, and back the other way is Thompson.
Would have been Buck's first point since
Cornell,
which was the first game.
Yeah, he made a free throw. There was Herman.
Buck will get it again. Pass it to Albrecht. Passes to Sito.
James is taking over.
I don't know why. I just started going. Pass to Albrecht. Pass to Ryan.
Looking down low for Albrecht. Nothing there. Ryan. Buck open again. And he travels. Just kind of stepping around. Yeah.
Watches Gunny and I go seamlessly from color to play-by-play.
I'm just going to emphasize it again. It's a very quiet night here in this gym. You can see that. You can see this side. Oh, we do have the crowd cam working. We'll get to that in the next dead ball. But, yeah, it's just as empty on this side of the floor. Well, maybe a little more full.
Kind of have to fill in for open space.
Yeah. Thompson. I'm sure the gym will be rocking tomorrow night, as the girls will actually be here. And it's a Friday night, which means more families can travel.
But
nice dish by Standifer.
Students are more adverse to staying for Friday games because it's their Friday.
Oh, that's true.
Vocab word.
What'd you say? I didn't
Adverse.
hear. Adverse. Wow. Yeah, I was just talking about how Standifer leads the large in assists per game. That was a really nice one to Herman down low. Herman now leads, or is still leading, the Norse with 12 points. Timeout called by Tom Williams. 17-point lead for the Lancers with 8:22 remaining. I guess now's the time as good as any for the crowd cam. We did the next ball. It is. Oh, it is full, or a little bit more full.
A lot of students who didn't go to the girls' game.
Yep.
And JV and C team
filling in.
Yeah.
It's open to the not to the left, but if you would just like in front of this camera to the bottom of your screen.
Yeah.
Technically.
Go to the main camera.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Not a lot of people over there. Those back rows are kind of empty too, so it's a quiet night here. We'll start the
That's weird.
We'll start the David player feature here. Last year he kind of came out of the scene. Nobody was expecting him. He's kind of the 12th man.
I was expecting him.
You were, James.
Yeah.
Called up to varsity. He was yeah, they had 5 seniors, and he was like the 6th guy called up from that JV team. He ended up averaging almost 6 points by the end of there, 3 rebounds, almost a block and a steal and assist per game. Shot pretty well, almost just a little bit under 40%. Shot pretty well from the line, and made a third of his threes. We'll get back to that later in the game.
Or will we?
We will.
Mystery.
Here comes Standifer. Sito's on him. It looks like the Lancers have shifted back into man. Possibly what that timeout was about. At least partially. Herman gets to Ernstmeyer. Ernstmeyer, nice fake. And a foul is called. It's going to be on the ground, though. That basket won't count. That will put Ernstmeyer at the line, though, with the 1-on-1. That's Calvin's fourth.
Team 7.
Calvin will be going out. Here comes John. John's only got 1. He has been resting a lot. John's been pretty sick. He brought his own sick bag for the managers. He's got some. He had tissues in there for blowing his nose. A spit cup
for his phlegm.
Yes.
I just like saying the word phlegm.
Ernstmeyer gets the front end. He'll get another.
Or phlegm.
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 16-point lead now for the Lancers. Ernstmeyer looking to go for 2 for 2 from the line. No good. Albrecht with the board. Sito back the other way. Here's Gamble. Gamble attacks. Nice drive in. And Jonathan gets the bucket. You could see it. The camera had the same point of view as me. Jonathan was he was shifting from side to side with his arms, but everything was so stable, and
it was beautiful.
Just a really nice job.
It was beautiful, John. When you listen back on this.
Yep, for sure. John will watch it. Oh, he's smiling now. Press break. needed for the
He'll
Lancers.
be smiling in the future.
Well, he was smiling down on the baseline. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Okay.
I was predicting that smiling, too.
I thought we were going to get in time paradox. At least
Okay.
moment of time happens at the same time.
No.
Okay.
None of that. Oh, James. Nice pass from Gamble to Hine. No good. On the layup was David. 18-point lead now for the Lancers after that Gamble basket. A turnover for Whitehall in their last possession. Herman picks up his dribble. Timeout called by head coach Warren Dahl. Will be a 30-second timeout, I believe.
Lancers with an 18-point lead.
Leading scorers for each team are Herman with 12. Chandler Herman, that is, a 6'2 senior, number 34. And number 12, a 5'10 senior for the Lancers, Brian Sitto. He's got
A lot.
19. Right behind, or not behind, right behind, but behind Brian are Lisak and Hine and Gamble, all with 6. Albrecht's got 4. Matt White's got 3, and Sotnick with 2.
Still not the most high-scoring, just single high-scoring person we've seen yet. Jonah Albrecht against
Alma Pepin.
Alma Pepin.
He had 26.
Yeah, Alma Pepin, he was doing well. The one he got interviewed for, too, he had 23.
That's right. That was their last one. That was Augusta, I believe.
Yes, Augusta, he had 23 or something.
Yep.
And was interviewed by the paper.
Yeah. I saw that. He had like the voice recorder and everything.
Yeah, it was.
Pretty cool for Jonah.
Yeah.
In his senior season.
Yeah.
Stop. Jonah plays sweeper for the soccer team. Last line of defense, pretty much. Does a good job of that, and he plays basketball here, and he's the starting first baseman for your Emmanuel Lancer varsity baseball team. James will be looking to take a spot this year.
Next year.
Next year, James will have first base. Goes in is Herman, and Herman's got 14.
I'll be looking to sometimes fill in for him when he feels tired.
Sitto gives to Hine. Tipped by Ernstmeyer, out of bounds. Oh, never mind. Hine saves it. Rolls out to Sitto. Sitto comes to the ball. Avoiding a collision there. Ball almost trickles through to Buck. Nobody paying attention. Albrecht back out to Buck. Buck gives to Hine. Gamble. Nobody on the right side of the floor. Hine fills in. Gamble to Albrecht. Sitto to Buck. Reverse layup is good. Woo! The birthday boy with the bucket. Sam Buck turning 17 today. And there's a basket for a present. Jump ball, 6 of the Norse.
Really good feed by Brian Sitto, seeing that Sam was cutting.
Nice reverse layup, too. Way to hit it by Sam. 2-3 zone on the inbounds. Nice tip by David and the steal. Oh, he gets right, stolen back, and Standifer scores.
That's a way to score.
Gamble. Sitto. Lancers might be looking to take a little bit more time on their possessions with a 16-point lead here. If they do get the open look, however, they'll take it. And like that, Brian for 3.
Brian Sitto, 3.
He just keeps saying things, and he just keep getting contradicted like immediately.
Yeah. Trap up top. Brian's got 22 now. Thompson all the way in. Not very good help defense for the Lancers. That puts Thompson at 4. Brian for 3 again. That one's short. It'll cool Brian down a little. Jonathan can't get the tip, and Standifer will lay it in. Jackson's got 6. Back and forth we go. Hine gives to Buck. Buck in the short corner. Jumper's no good. Hine can't get the board. Albrecht does. Albrecht dribbles, and the layup's good. Good job by Jonah, just seeing a little open space there. Taking a dribble, getting himself into a better shooting position. Here's Thompson. Thompson travels.
Checking in for the Lancers, Riley Sotnick and Sam Lisak.
Lisak comes in for Buck, and Sotnick in for Sitto. Riley Sotnick, one of the vocal leaders of this, well, I'd say the vocal leader of this Lancer team.
Vocal leader of most teams he is on, including soccer.
And there he is, short corner. Jumper's good. That play was run very well by the Lancers.
Riley Sotnick, the main vocals for soccer and for baseball and for basketball.
Well, baseball, he definitely has to be a... oh, he doesn't play the catcher that much anymore, actually.
No.
He plays third.
Which is still...
Yeah, important position. Oh, they all are. Good board for Lisak there. Yeah, Riley played central mid mostly for soccer. A lot of running. Covered a lot of ground on the field.
Did a lot of kicking.
Riley's the best player on the team.
Yes.
Not the most goals scored, but just the best player on the team.
Best left-footed and right-footed.
He loves the game, too. He loves soccer. And baseball. And basketball. We're just going to give you all these senior highlights. We've gotten Jonah. We've gotten Riley. Shot's not good from Albrecht. Rebound's grabbed by Thompson. I'm not sure what the foul was there. Might have just been better to let the players go on.
Sam Lisak also playing soccer this year.
Oh, yep. Striker.
Which is the coolest sounding position, I think, in all of sports.
He played the top of the offensive diamond, basically the main forward.
Famous for his headers into the goal.
I remember he scored 3 once on David. David Hine played goalie on David in a row in practice once. It
was the first practice. No,
it was
one of our first.
It was one of the first ones, yeah. Thompson with a 1-and-1 here.
Sam Lisak also plays baseball.
He's the shortstop and one of the pitchers.
Shortstop, pitcher, can play second base, but doesn't like it as much.
Yep, there's
can play outfield.
Thompson gets the first. And the second's no good. That's a common theme for both teams tonight on these 1-and-1s. They've been hitting the front ends and getting the second ones, but they haven't been making them. Here's Lisak. That layup's good. Sam's got 8 now. Trimberger the other way. Carry called. And here comes Matt White. Matt White has 2 fouls. Hines been in the game. Oh, Hines just goes out. He had been in the game for a while with 3. Didn't pick up his 4th. Ryan's got 4. And Nick White with 3. Well, that's been a lot of foul trouble here tonight compared to most nights. Sotnick to Gamble. Gamble goes in. Layup's no good. There was a foul, but I think it might have been on Nick White, honestly. He got in John's way the most.
John Gamble also playing soccer this year. Played
left
back, which is like one of the last lines of defense. I helped him play defense.
John's main play was the kick off the left sideline.
Yeah.
For us, you just kick it out of bounds.
You either kick it out of bounds or you kick it way upfield to no one in particular. It was a very easy position. Nothing
he had to work.
Yeah.
He played it well. He made it look easy.
And then also plays baseball as an outfielder.
Probably center fielder this year. With Ned Sandhefner graduating. David Hine played soccer this past year. He was goalie for the majority of the season. His knees started to bother him. Played some wing towards the end of the year.
He had one game where he did not touch the entire ball in the first half.
Yeah, that was our first game.
It was the first time he ever played goalie for our team in a game, and he didn't touch the ball at all the first half.
I think he touched it once or 3 times all game.
And he said he just wanted a shot on goal because he was really nervous.
I think he got it eventually. Here's Gamble from the line. This is a shooting foul. Misses the first. I think that's all for soccer players.
Clay Bobek played soccer.
Clay is up here. James and I played. 2 goals for me. James, solid middle defender.
Central mid.
Really?
I was the runner of the defense, which was weird.
I feel like you were the defensive mid.
No, I was central mid.
Okay. You sure?
No, central defense mid.
Defensive mid.
Yeah. Whatever. You know,
Riley was central. Riley was central mid.
Coming out of my mouth, defensive mid. Yeah.
I was like, you didn't run that much.
I was the one who ran the most on defense.
Really?
That position is.
Nick White gets blocked from behind, and the ball goes to Riley. Left wing is Sotnick. Looking inside for White. White does a good job of making himself open. Nick White, that is. Off the glass, no good. His brother Matt gets the rebound and cleans up. Matt's got 5 points. Nick's still looking for his first points of the night. He thought he had it on that. At least I thought he had it on that last layup of his that got blocked. And that foul will get called on Lisak every time.
Falls on Mendo's number 14, Sam Lisak. That's his second personal. At the line shooting the bonus, Tristan Wohlhofer.
Wohlhofer shooting a 1-and-1 here. Sam Buck in here. Lancers up 22. Looking to finish this game out and grab their first win since the 19th of January. Wohlhofer gets the first.
Yeah, I wasn't the scoring guy in soccer. I played 1 minute of offense in the last game.
I played a couple minutes of defense and they were terrible. I was the worst. I was the worst defender you've ever seen.
Defense is. I love defense a lot.
I loved offense. Wohlhofer got both there, breaking the trend of both teams to have hitting the first one on the 1-and-1 and then missing the second. He hit both. Lisak gives to Sotnick. Sotnick to White. High post. Matt looking for his brother Nick down low. White to White. No good. Nick gets his own board and tips it in the air. Nick's first points of the night there. Man defense for the Lancers. Looking inside to send. Or that was looking for Wayne Thompson. He's in, number 15 there.
Sam Buck with the steal.
Lisak in transition from Sotnick. Sam's got 10. The only other Lancer besides Brian in double digits. Fouls on Matt White. His third. Ben Nauman getting ready to come in here for the Lancers.
His third personal. At the line shooting 2, Tristan Wohlhofer.
First one's good from Wohlhofer. He's made his last 3 free throws.
Checking in for the Lancers, number 30, Ben Nauman.
Wohlhofer goes 2 for 2 again. And here comes Sotnick. 80 seconds left in the ball game. Ball screen from Nauman. Sotnick looking for Nauman inside. Nauman goes up. Ooh, too strong. Here's Matt White. Matt White will put it in. Wohlhofer for 3. No good. Here he is in the corner. Nauman on him. Sotnick up on Trimberger. Good tip by Buck, and here's White with the steal. White in transition. He lobs it over to Sam. Oh, put back from Nauman's no good. Here comes Trimberger. 35 seconds remaining. Wohlhofer. Trimberger. Over to Thompson. Up top, Wohlhofer. Shots off the top of the backboard. That is out of bounds. 18 seconds remaining. Ben Nauman pulls up the jumper. It's good. Ben Nauman's first points of the year. His first varsity basket. 3 from Trimberger is no good, and the Lancers get the victory. Good to see there for Ben. Ben and Sam both getting their first varsity baskets.
Sam had a free throw. First game.
Yeah, first varsity buckets. Sam had a point in the Cornell game. Both of them with 2 points here tonight. Lancers end up winning by 26, 67-41. A good, really high scoring second half with 41 points for the Lancers. And Whitehall also scored 24 in the second half. Good to see. Oh, we never got to finish the David thing. David Hine, we were talking about last year for him. This year, his higher scoring games have come earlier in the year. He scored 13 at Cornell, 14 against Elmwood Plum City, 13 against Independence. His most high-scoring game recently was Ellsworth. He had 10. He has been boarding very well since the break came. I believe he's averaging, I calculated this, he's averaging 7 boards a game ever since the break. Oh, wait, no, that was the last 6 games. So not including the Blair Taylor game. He's been averaging 7 boards. He's averaging 1.6 assists a game, 1 block a game. And, that's a 1 steal a game, 0.4 blocks. He's not shooting as well last year from any of the spots on the floor. His field goal percentage is down about 5%. Free throws is down about 17. These are not including tonight. And three-pointers are down about 12. So David's looking to pick it up. He has had a rough shooting season, but he's starting to pick it up. He played really well, or shot really well in, what game was it? Ellsworth, he is 4 for 9. Augusta, 4 for 14. He's just trying to get his buckets however he can. David Hine, 6'1" junior. Join us tomorrow, Friday night basketball, Emmanuel CFC. Go ahead, James. And we'll bring you inside the booth for the first time tonight. Lancers get the win. Played pretty well in the second half, I thought. And we'll go run down the stat sheet. Brian ended up with 22 points. Brian Seto. Lisak with 10. Hine, Matt White with 7, first off. Albrecht, Hine, and Gamble all with 6. Buck with 2, or Riley with 4, first off. And Buck, Nick, and Ben Nauman all with 2 points. Did everybody score? Calvin didn't score. Weird. You can see James on his phone. I don't think he's paying much attention.
I have to get... this is important, actually.
Okay. You don't have to
Trust me.
You don't have to explain. Herman had 14 for the Norse. Sendelbach with 7. Standifer with 6. Wolhofer with 5. 4 of them coming from the line. He shot really well down the stretch. And Avery Ernstmeyer had 3. Only 6 scores for the Norse as opposed to the Lancers. 10. Good second half for the Lancers. Gets the momentum rolling into tomorrow night's game with a tough test in Cochran Fountain City. Not too much 2-3 from Whitehall, and not as much as we expected to see. We got some from the Lancers, and they played pretty well in it. Buck and Sotnick were up top on it. That's about all I've got for tonight. We can go back to the intro slide. Thank you for joining us tonight. Have a safe night. Lancers win by 26 here. Move to 8-6 on the year, 4-5 in conference. Thank you for joining us. We'll be right back here tomorrow night. Us at 7:30, 4:30 for Seek Team, JV at 6. I've been Gunny Sippert.
I'm James Schaser, and our cameraman Clay Bobek.
Thank you. Have a good night.